I love it. I just like wiggle it all day. My name is Mando. I'm an artist and a houseplant enthusiast from rural Sweden. With this new channel, I want to get back to my roots, having fun making videos while I learn more about houseplants. Thank you for following my journey. So I'm a fairly new plant parent. I don't have years and years of experience. It's a pretty new hobby for me, but I'm really excited to take you with me. So I'm gonna start right behind me. I bought this plant as a philodendron dragon tail, but then I accidentally bought the exact same plant online as a Rhaphidophora decursiva. So like, is it the same thing? Is it different names? Is this a philodendron? Does that mean that this Rhaphidophora is a philodendron? Like, can someone explain this to me? And it gets these really cool split leaves as it matures. Unfortunately, it's a crawler. It's my first crawler, so this will be interesting. Moving on, this is my very first alocasia. I'm slowly branching out in the genuses. So this is Alocasia frydek and I love it. This is my Sansevieria moonshine. I think it's a moonshine. Like, the shops never have the proper names, do they? But it totally looks like a moonshine. And this is one of my personal favorites, actually. This beauty is my one and only anthurium. It's a clarinervium. This was my first like branching out and get like a sort of rare plant. I was so scared. It got a grow light and I put it like super close because I was like, I wanted to take care of her so bad, and all the leaves went like facing down because apparently they don't want that much light. Whoops. And she's pregnant. So from my understanding, in about 9 months, I will have clarinervium babies. Actually, I'm going to put her over here now. This is my bird of paradise that I got yesterday actually as a housewarming gift. It was such a spot-on present because I really wanted one of these and I want it to be humongous. So I hope I can keep it alive. I got a plant app called Planta and it did not recommend this to me. So, ooh. We'll see. So my battery died, so I'm actually filming this a completely different day. And I moved some stuff around. So now I'm going to show you this wall and then I'm going to bring my plants here and just show them here. So these guys are mounted. So this is my mounted elkhorn fern and this desperately needs a soak for sure. It's also my second attempt of mounting this, but it cracked. It didn't turn out really well, so I bought these planks at the hardware store and cut them up and put these rope in. And I actually think they turned out pretty cool. After I mounted this one, I really wanted another one, but platyceriums are kind of hard to find around these parts. I'd have to import them and it's a whole thing. But I found this bird's nest fern and I thought that could be cool to mount. It's so jiggly, it feels like a plastic plant. But I mounted it on a matching set of board and I think it turned out all right. So this is a tiny little air plant that I planted in this little wooden thingy. And I actually think it looks like a little creature. He lives here. This is my Syndapsus. At first I didn't like Syndapsuses very much, or more like I didn't like have any strong opinion about them at all. But since I've got this, I really like them and I kind of want to get more. This is my silver sword and I just love these silvery leaves. And I can see we have a new one coming. This did not do well at our previous place. I actually thought it might die. We didn't get sunlight over there for months at a time, but it's really loving it here and thriving. And all my plants are just like really enjoying the new sun here. This is my monstera Thai constellation and she's currently giving me a new leaf. And it seems to be the first one with several fenestrations. So I am really excited about that. This is a really fun plant that really needs a repot because it's so tilted. I think it's called like a bottleneck plant in English, and it really never has more than 3 leaves for me. So it gets a new leaf and then it drops the previous ones. So currently I have 2 leaves, but it's like doing well apart from like really needing a repot. This is my rubber plant and it's not like the regular Ficus robusta. It's called Abidjan and I just saw thrips. So this going to the bathroom. I've been having quite a few pest problems recently. Welcome to the clinic, also known as my bathroom. It's yet another day because I don't have as much time making videos as I used to. And it's early, but I have my coffee. The plants I'm currently treating are in here. First we have 2 more pothos that I have in like a this is like a bucket for the beach with my kids. There's a few different plants in here. There's partly Cebu blue pothos and green marble pothos, which is a fairly new variety, I think. It has these absolutely gorgeous marbled leaves in dark and light green. And I also have like one sad begonia maculata leaf. I saw thrips on the marble green. I saw some definitely thrip damage on the Cebu blue, and the begonia just never looked good even from the shop. So I ended up just chopping them up and throw the main plant away. It's just too much to treat all of these. So I keep them in here in a bucket and I treat them every few days, and then hopefully I can establish the plants again. This is my gorgeous CC Raven, and it's giving me absolutely beautiful new growth. But I found pests on this too. Not a very harmful one. It's just those little green lice thingies. So I'm sure this will be better right away. I can't really show this because I have this long stick on it for it to climb on. But this is my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. And it hasn't been doing like super well for a while. I've been treating it. I haven't seen any pests, but I have been treating it a couple of times in the past few months, just in case, and I think it's doing better. This is my variegated Hoya wyetii, and actually today I found one of those, I think it's those like woolly looking lice that I never had before, so I had to do some research how to get rid of them. This is another Hoya. I have a few of these around the house. I get them from my mother-in-law, so I'm not sure about the ID, and there's at least 2 different types in here. We have these pretty round leaves and some more pointy ones. I really like these ones. I was thinking about growing them into like instead of curtains, but I ended up putting them on this trellis instead. Here's some other Hoya cuttings that I got from her that is severely neglected. There's so much like algae in the jar. I really need to take care of this. These get really nice variegated white and pink leaves, and I think it's a crimson queen. This is my philodendron micans. It's kind of hard to show in this pot, but it's doing really well. I don't really like how the hetericium grows, but I do love the leaves on the micans. This is my tiny dancer, and I am very fond of this. I'm so like paranoid about pests right now. The fun thing about this one, I went to the flower shop and I was literally talking about this very plant the day before, but I've never seen them in shops in Sweden. So I spotted it like across the shop and I was like, oh, it's a tiny dancer! And I just ran there and I got it. This is one of my favorite pothos. It's my neon pothos, and it has some sport, and I really like this. And it makes me really happy to see it in the window like this. This is my Enjoy, and I originally bought 3 cuttings for my mother-in-law a couple of years back, and now everyone in the family has them. I obviously also have the regular golden pothos, but I just love these plants. They're so simple to care for. I'm so paranoid about thrip damage. This is my marble queen pothos. I made this moss pole. I was like planning to let it climb, but I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I don't know. It's just been growing really wild, and I might repot this. It has this one really nice vine where all of them are like half moon. So I actually took quite a lot of cuttings from just that vine and propagate them. Maybe I will let that one climb, because that could be really cool to have just like half moon ones up a moss pole, right? I also have this tiny mandula pothos that I really like. So when I got this, it was just 1 leaf, but it's giving me more, and I have some in my prop box. So I really look forward to getting a really full mandula. I also had a little problem with fungus gnats, And it's been a real big problem for my cuttings where like the plant is not very established, and it's been quite a problem. I lost a few cuttings and I think it's because of the fungus gnats. So I've been keeping them in this IKEA greenhouse with some fungus gnat traps and whatnot. And it's finally starting to get better. So let me show you what survived. This is another pothos. Can you tell I like pothos? It's the Peperemnum pinnatum. This is a cutting, I'm not sure what it is. I'm kind of hoping it's from a global green cutting that I had that didn't survive, but I don't think it is. I think it's from the marble green. This is my non-growing Shangri-La pothos. It's such a weird plant. The leaves like never unfurl properly. Then I got this one and it's kind of unfurling, so I'm not sure what's going on. It didn't grow for the longest time and then it gave me this this leaf. But it's a really funky plant that I like. This is a Begonia Rex dewdrop that I also bought. Like you could buy like several of these tiny plants for some price, so I bought this one. And I have had a few begonias before that didn't survive, and from what I read now, it's because some of them need higher humidity, so I keep it in the little greenhouse.
Så jag skulle bubbla överallt. Jag skulle bubbla en hjälm till dig.
We have quite a few of these spider plants. They do tend to multiply. This is the inner variegated one, and we also have the outer variegated one. This guy actually chose this inner variegated one for his room. In his room he also has some coleus plants, coleus. We have quite a few of these as well. This one is currently flowering, even though we kind of tend to neglect these. I also have this pink one. I wanted a pink coleus for the longest time, and I traded this with a girl from a neighboring village. Have you seen like that girl on Instagram that get these huge coleus plants? And I really want one of those. Maybe out here. This is our what's it called? Like it's a room, but it's outside. I don't know what's it called. At the same time, we also bought this. I don't know if it's a monstera addisonii. It says obliqua, but I put it in his room with this one, and I kind of forgot I put it there. So yeah, it's a bit tired. The ones that needs like constant moisture, I'm not very good at taking care of. I tend to
High five.
underwater.
High five.
High five. This is another one I got from my mother-in-law. I found out the name. I saw one in the shop. I'll find out later and put it on screen. This one as well, a peace lily. It's been really up and down when it comes to its health, but it's currently giving me some new flowers. So the problem is I tend to forget when the last time I watered them. So yeah, having an app really helps me actually to keep track of when I last watered. Here's another plant that I wanted for so long. It's Ahoya australis lisa, and these are so cute. The new leaves come out pink, and then they turn to these variegated white ones. This is my philodendron Prince of Orange. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it. I'm not overly fond of the orange ones, but I mostly bought it because I didn't really like this plant, so I bought it. This is a Dracaena I bought on Marketplace. And it was really long and I chopped it down, and I don't know, it's doing okay. It had a little shock when we moved, but I don't really like the way this plant grows. I want bigger leaves, I guess. But I put it out here in the outside room, sunroom, maybe it's the word. And yeah, I don't know, it's fine. These plants are mostly the newest addition to my collection, apart from a few. We have this philodendron cutting. The decorative pot is a bit too small for this inner pot. This one I just bought really because I bought a few cuttings from someone online. I'm not sure what to make of it. This is some sort of cactus that little Uguay also have in his room. He got this as a birthday gift from a few friends of ours. Just flowering actually, but now it looks a bit sad. I am not very good at taking care of cacti. My dad was like a huge cactus nerd and he grew them from seeds and he had so many different cacti, but I didn't adopt any of them after he died because I really cannot take care of them. Everyone says they're easy, but I really can't. This is a tiny Hoya that I think is a Croniania silver, but I'm not sure actually. It's really cute and I want more Hoyas in my life, so whatever it is, I like it. This is a little string of turtles, which is also one of my personal favorites, simply because of its name in Swedish. It's called pennies on a string, which is really funny in Swedish. It's called öron på snören. These beauties are some begonias that I saw a while back and I just couldn't get them out of my mind. Today I got my salary and I went and bought them. This is called Indian Summer. This is called Alaska Creek. They're so pretty. They're almost like metallic in the sunshine. So these three succulents are my first ever succulents. I'm not sure what to make of them. This one is called Echeveria Purple Pearl. This is Echeveria Topsy Turvy, which is another really funny name. And lastly, we have this one, Portulacaria Afra Variegata, which is a mouthful. These plants are just so pretty together. All right, we're down to the last few plants. This monstera and this one were actually in the same pot. Then a while back I decided to trim them and divide the two different plants. I want them like facing one direction, you know? This one had some really nice inner fenestrations, but after I was dividing them I was kind of rough with the roots. And this next leaf that came, it's a little bit more juvenile than these ones. But I hope that it will recover well and the next leaf will get these beautiful inner fenestrations. This is a Ledeboria socialis and I got it as a really tiny plant when I got married, but it really struggled until we moved a couple of months back, and since then it's just like shooting out new leaves. Pratar du engelska? This is English if you're wondering. English. This is a radiator plant. It's the green gold variety. It's jiggly, I jiggle it. And here I have a variety called Lime. I think that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, take care. Bye.